Well, hello there. Christopher Scott here, coming to you with another small group facilitator tip. These are some videos I create for people that facilitate small groups as part of churches, whether it's a verse by verse Bible study or maybe a topical DVD based study. Maybe you teach a Sunday school class or you facilitate a support group of some type. This is a video I want to encourage you to watch because you want to get everybody involved in the discussion, right? And that's the video in this one here. It's involve everyone in the discussion, right? As a small group facilitator, as a small groups pastor, I try to encourage our facilitators that facilitate Bible studies to involve everyone in both the organization of the group as well as in the discussion time of the group. That's what you want to do as a small group facilitator. And it's good to remember that when people come to church on a Sunday, they come to church and they sit and they passively listen to what's being said. But when they come to your small group, you want them to sit and actively discuss what they're learning, how they're growing, what their struggles are, and how they're learning and growing in their faith, right? So in this video, I want to encourage you, I want to talk to you about how to involve people in the organization of the small group, and then how to involve people in the discussion of the small group, okay? So first, let's talk about how you want to involve everyone in the organization of the small group, right? So when you first start out your small group, you're probably the one doing everything. You host the group, you facilitate the discussion, you make the snacks, you coordinate the prayer requests, you contact everybody. But as you get your group up and going and moving, you want to get as many people involved in the organization of your small group as possible, right? You want to get them all involved in the ministry and organization of the small group. Steve Gladen, who's the small groups pastor at Saddleback Church in California, says every person in your group is an important part of the process of discipling, not just the leader. The sooner your group members realize this, the healthier your group will be and the easier your job will become, right? So that's something you want to do. You want to get everybody involved in the organization of your small group, right? And there's a bunch of different ways you can do that, bunch of different ministry roles you can give people in your small group to get them involved in the organization of the group. The first role is a facilitator. That's probably you if you're watching this video. Somebody has to actually facilitate the discussion. Another role is a co-leader, an assistant, or an apprentice. This is somebody you can rely on that's being trained to facilitate a small group just like you. And maybe if you're traveling for a week, this is the person that takes over. Maybe you know you're going to have knee surgery or something like that, and you need to take a month off from the group. This is that person that can take over the group and keep facilitating it while you need a little time off, right? Another idea is you might want to have a prayer coordinator, right? So you might have one person in the group, and that's his or her job is to coordinate the prayer requests, right? So you're going to have some time in your group where you do prayer requests. You turn this time over to that person. He or she maybe brings a notepad or a journal and writes down the prayer requests and prays for people in the group, and then brings that list back the next week and says, this is what we prayed about last week. And he answered prayers, and they keep the prayer time going, okay? Another idea is a snack coordinator, right? So you want to get everybody involved in bringing snacks, and you can put a person in charge of the snack sign-up list. That person gets people to sign up to bring snacks. That person reminds people when it's their turn to bring snacks. A snack coordinator is another idea. There can also be a host. So you as a facilitator don't have to actually host the group. Maybe there's somebody else in your group that has a nice big living room, likes to keep a clean and welcoming home, and that's a ministry they can have, is to host people in their home each and every week. Or service projects, right? Maybe your group wants to do something in the community to put bark, some new bark outside the church in the landscaping, or to cut down a tree. These are all examples of what our groups have done. There's a dead tree in the churchyard and they want to cut it down. You can put someone in charge in your group to coordinate that service project, right? So instead of everybody asking you questions as a facilitator, what we're doing and when, you just say, you know what, Ted's going to coordinate that. Talk to Ted. Another idea is to have somebody communicate about the lessons you're in. So let's say you're using a Bible study guide or something like that. Our church uses the Wearsby Bible Study Guides. I have a link up there to some playlists about how to use those. But maybe you're using those guides and you need to communicate each week, what lesson your group is in, what the passage of the Bible you're going to be covering, and just a reminder to have people read the passage and answer the questions before coming to group. You can put someone in charge of sending out that communication each week by email or text message. Another idea is a missions or outreach. Maybe someone in your group is really passionate about Operation Christmas Child, and he or she wants to organize some people in the group to put together some boxes or to go on a short-term mission trip. You can put someone in charge of that area. So those are a bunch of different ideas that you can use in your group to get each person involved in the organization of your small group, not just so that they all come and then look to you as a facilitator, but actually they're involved in the ministry together. So that's how you get everybody organized in your group to do ministry together and put the